So did you just tell me that what happened was that you watched and let the Supreme Court of Texas twice take my case and then knock me off so that then they could use the case as a weapon in accordance with another case they filed. And then that case actually got to the Supreme Court of the United States. And the Supreme Court of the United States actually adjudicated that case and ruled on that case, or rather opined on that case, in connection with a season of considerations that was incredibly dangerous. Their scheduling was totally dangerous, and it was absolutely a process that had been present for several years in a pattern wherein legislative activity and other acts related to securities associated with safe handling of chemical weapons ended up having a relationship to nuclear security. And during this season, when they had cases that were literally demonstrating that reality of the National Security Administration through the governmental processes, you let the state of Texas make me into a weapon and make my case into a weapon that they used with impunity, while California took information about me that was already set up to be a weapon and tried to use it against the Texas claim. And so everybody else just got caught in the crossfire, including the fact that both Texas and California have a shared pension strategy around driver's licenses for youth, i.e., the Texas Impact Drivers Program, which has been completely illegally administered when it comes to licensing adult drivers for now going on 4 years. And you all knew, and you just did it anyway. Were you expecting all of the kids that got caught in the crossfire to pay for chips? Or rather, were you expecting chips to launder money for you internationally to deposit right back into your pension fund? Yes, you did. And in the course of it, you gave your kickbacks to anybody you needed to, including in the form of alleged in-home health care, including in-home healthcare providers that were allowed to be in that spare bedroom that somehow they were able to get, while she wasn't able to get anything for herself in her own name. And it makes it a lot easier if you're also able to appeal to the other side of the spectrum in that swap, because she actually doesn't have a passport, or she's not a legal citizen, right? And that's why I'm not allowed to be an American. I'm responsible for paying for white supremacy, but I'm not entitled to any of the privileges or protections of being an American citizen because, again, I was also a test case for the specific biological weaponization paradigm that came in accordance with knowing that you were setting it up for people that thought they were entitled to pension or retirement benefits to get their own spare account. Right? And that's exactly why you allowed them to completely repudiate anything that was actually safe about the standards testing bodies necessary for assuring that industrial materials are safe and that processes connected to inspection of industrial materials are safe. Why? Because you had every intention of creating this bifurcated economy where people who were legal tender got to make it seem like their legal tender was more valuable than it really was because they were expropriating non-legal tender that you kept in those sidecar accounts. And for some reason, because you got away with it for me, you were able to say what? That you all met your 25 years of capital outlays because no one acknowledged me and you got away with it! Is that what you're saying? And so literally, you all committed to a 25-year outlay for biological weapons. And as of July 1st of this year, your mother and child kickback scheme got nuclear. We're literally talking about fucking nuclear weapons based on dangerous, deadly women and Boy Scouts. Right? That was your fucking 25-year capital outlay. Every other fucking thing got completely... See, the problem is, I have no women in my life. All of the women in my life were murdered. All of the children were exploited to pay for other people who didn't want to acknowledge that I was their antecedent, that I was the origin for their creation. In the database systematology, they're all expecting to get paid from. You know, that was the claim in 2018. That was the claim in 2018, in June of 2018, not July.